Hello everyone, welcome to Three Camp Radio, and today is the
Ooh.
spookiest tier list you'll ever see.
Ooh.
Ever.
Ooh.
Uh, today we're doing a God,
It's spooky.
we can try and be spooky, it just won't work. We're doing a tier list of some of the spookiest, or in some cases not so spookiest,
Who thinks the spookiest?
spooky gimmicks in wrestling,
Yes.
pretty much.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? It's fun.
She says.
He says, yeah. We'll see at the end. Starting off with Aleister Black. It was kind of spooky. Yeah, he is spooky to a degree, and more so an NXT version of Aleister Black than the main roster. Main roster Aleister Black was kind of weird.
It's like the way he rises up.
Yeah, the
That's
entrance.
spooky in itself.
The entrance in and of itself was a spectacle.
It was.
It was a spectacle. It was a very good entrance. Very, very good entrance.
Good, and his gear was good.
He had an aura about him.
Yeah.
And he does still have an aura about him in AEW.
Yeah.
So, where would you rank Aleister Black to start off the tier list?
Decent.
Decent.
I'll say decent, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with you on that one.
Set a precedent. It's not particularly scary as such, but his entrance and it's quite got an aura about him, isn't it? And I do quite like him.
Yeah, he's got an aura about him. In terms of spook factor, which is what we're rating here, really, we're not rating him as a wrestler, because if we're rating him as a wrestler, he'd be great. He's
a
phenomenal wrestler, but we're talking about
just a decent benchmark.
Pure spook factor.
He might move up.
Maybe.
He might move down. Depends.
I won't let him
No,
move any further
down
than that.
No, I won't.
Especially with someone that wants to go here. Moving on to Mankind, and there's really much more we need to say about Mankind.
Yeah.
That's already been said. I think we all agree where he goes. Boom.
Wherever he does, whichever character,
he turns to gold.
But just the whole story of how he got the mask in the first place is just absolute disgrace. And Vince, the way he looks now, dear Lord, I can't say. But I feel he looks like, because it's not PG or PC or anything else, but he's not the best looking fella. And to tell a good looking man that he'd never make anything in wrestling because he wasn't good looking, or he couldn't have that face.
Shall we say Vincent Man looks like a certain someone who'll fix it?
Yes. Yeah.
Vince will fix it.
Does somebody fix it? I don't know what they did, but they've made a balls up in his face.
That Tash. Oh dear me.
Oh, he does look. No,
he looks.
Be on it. Does he scare us more?
He looks a bit. I'm not gonna beat him on the bush. Sod it. He looks a bit noncy.
He does look noncy.
He looks noncy with that. I was being polite with that one. No, he looks noncy with that Tash.
He'd be right.
There's like a Mario or Waluigi. It's that kind of Tash, which is great. Everybody loves it, little curls and everything like that.
Like our Josie.
Like our Joe, yeah.
Yeah, our Josie. Curls.
Then there's Nonce.
Yeah.
Vince kind of checks into the Nonce characteristics and that, but see, back in the day, he was actually a very bunny looking lad. He's still a good looking guy now.
Well, ish.
He's been through hell, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was nice looking fella when he was young. There was nothing wrong with him, but to put him ass, but it worked. He made it work. He didn't have the choice.
Pulling out his own hair, the whole Hell in a Cell, which it's been done to death, but with good reason. And I like that in wrestling. It was done to death, but in a good reason, because people are in awe of what happened.
Yeah.
Whereas things being done to death because of, oh look, Blue Meanie. Saw all that stuff. Mankind, the way he came into the fold, he went into a feud with the Undertaker, elevated the Undertaker, and the Undertaker elevated Mankind.
Yeah.
Because before that, Undertaker was going up against Giant Gonzalez and King Kong Bundy, and just big, but
Through-
really crap people.
Threw him through the thing. Was that on a Hell in a Cell? Hell in a Cell when he threw him. What was that on? We threw him through something, a roof, ceiling.
Hell so,
Yeah,
mankind.
wasn't it? Yeah.
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 That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
off
the
this.
mankind, the
Is
Hell in a
that the
Cell
one with the
match.
tooth?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's dedication for you.
Mankind
Absolutely.
was the guy for the Undertaker because he was always up against these big, lumbering guys who have no talent whatsoever, and then you get Mick Foley, who has all the talent in the world and can make anybody look great. Instantly, you got a feud.
Yeah.
And it was magic. It was absolute magic to the highest degree of beauty. So yeah, I don't really think if anybody argues for him to go lower,
No.
shut up. That's all we have to say on that matter.
Yeah. Get in the bin.
Get in the bin, yeah. You, if you argue anything that's other than iconic,
In
you
the
are
bin.
absolute tosh. You, tosh, right there.
You tell them.
You will get a picture, and you will be in there. And it might not be a nice picture either. You will be an absolute tosh.
Yes.
If you want anything that's other than iconic. So,
Fair enough. I won't argue with you on that.
moving on from one legend to another, Mr. Jake the Snake Roberts
And Damien.
and Damien.
Damien.
Fun fact.
I was more scared of him than Jake.
Fun fact. Jake the Snake Roberts was terrified of snakes.
Perfect gimmick for him then, wasn't it? It worked well.
Oh God, it was terrifying. If you think of the time period.
Especially if you're in the bag all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was
I think they'd be a
terrifying.
bit pissed off if they come out to it.
Before there was the Viper, Randy Orton, you had Jake the Snake Roberts. And oh my lord.
Oh.
And yeah, Steve Austin may have gotten Austin 316 from him, but the way Jake would cut a promo in a world full of your Ultimate Warriors, your Randy Savages, your Hulk Hogan's, and always loud, boisterous, in-your-face promos, which were kind of the thing back then.
Yeah.
You had Jake Roberts, who was slow, methodical with his promos, subtle with his promos, and had you lean in to listen to every little thing he says. And it was all up there with Jake.
Yeah.
Up here.
I love it when they do that. When everybody's there, you've got to lean in to listen to them. You've got the full attention there.
Right in the palm.
Yeah.
Right there.
Exactly.
And Jake was that guy. And he backed it up in the ring.
Yeah.
Back when a DDT could finish a match. DMA, what's happened? It's it's the same with Jake as with Mick. It'd be a crime to put him any lower than iconic because he is a spooky character. He had Damien the Snake. It's
not necessarily about makeup and all that. It's just what they're portraying. So
the spook factor back then, he was terrifying.
Yeah.
Damien was terrifying. The bite on the arm was terrifying because it's a legitimate snake biting a legitimate person's arm.
Yeah.
And then you get Macho Man Randy Savage's wedding with Miss Elizabeth being ruined with the snake appearing in the after. I think it was like the after bit of the wedding, and the snake appears, and it's
should have come out of the cake.
Snakes are scary.
Oh God, yeah.
They are. Snakes are scary.
Yeah.
There's something primal about it. So yeah.
I've had a snake around my neck.
I mean, so have I.
Good girl. But you have, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, but this was quite a big one that I had. Not like that little worm that you had.
Worm?
It wasn't it?
Big ass snake.
Was it Tunisia that? I think it was.
Somewhere out. It's somewhere outside of England.
Well, this was when my dad worked at Heinz, which is when I was a little girl. And then another lad when I was at school. He lived across the road from our school in Croston, and he had a snake. And he brought it into school, and he put it down my back.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, terrified me.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Not
lovely.
very, yeah, it's a bit, ooh.
You don't get away with that nowadays.
No, you wouldn't.
Hey, teacher, here's me snake.
You
like it?
Yeah. No, and then they took it back up
And
again.
that's
We
a
did see it
very
again.
strange start to a certain video, isn't it? Bloody hell.
There you go. Fun facts with Karen.
So I'm going down some form of memory lane. Don't know what, but somewhere.
Way back when. Who's
Moving on.
Yeah.
Right, moving on quickly. To someone who helped inspire and someone who helped work with Bray Wyatt a lot is Mr. Dan Spivey. Now, Dan Spivey was before my time. However, I've seen promos, I've seen bits of him, I've seen clips, I've seen the things here or there about him, I've seen documentaries made on YouTube. And there were bit by bit the promos would get more and more creepy.
Yeah, Kate Theory based it on, didn't he, his character?
Yeah, they get more and more creepy, more and more severe, more and more dangerous. And unfortunately, I think it was due to injury, concussions, or something along those lines. I'm not certain, but due to injury, unfortunately, his career was cut short. So he helped Bray Wyatt with his character.
He passed the baton over to him, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's a huge one to pass on as well. So it's a very difficult one to place because he didn't. His career was cut short. But if we're rating on spook factor alone, he wasn't really given much of a chance at the time to really portray what he could be, because he had the potential to be very, very creepy.
Yeah.
So it's a very difficult.
It's just what he left behind, what he passed on for Bray.
It's the legacy of him. It's the legacy.
I think it'd be unfair to put Blair.
Very unfair. I
decent.
think put him with Black.
Yeah, I think he's decent because you can see what he could have had he not been injured. And hopefully
it's
portrayed better as he's moved on with Bray.
Yeah, it's the pitfalls of wrestling, unfortunately.
Sorry,
things happen.
Dog's in and out.
Yeah. A dog doesn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, once you sign on that dotted line, you know that the potential for injury is always there, unfortunately, but it's just the nature of the beast. So I think decent.
Yeah.
I think decent.
Yeah, for what he doesn't look a particularly scary person, but
So speak for yourself.
Well, exactly, but what he was trying to portray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Robert De Niro was who played, and he's creepy in himself. To be able to, you're in that character.
I'd love to watch that film.
I've seen it, but it's a long time ago. I can't remember.
Yeah. I'd love to go back and watch that.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Do that one night this week.
Yeah, definitely to go back and watch that one.
You can see where he's got, when you look at him, you can see where he's got his inspiration from straight away.
Yes.
Straight away.
Yeah.
So what he was trying to put over, for me, it worked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, decent that.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next?
Next up, Mr. Bray Wyatt himself.
That's very presumptuous.
Any need for debate?
No, absolutely not.
No. The man, an absolute legend. Bray Wyatt will always live right here in the heart. Right there.
And on the jumper.
Heart and jumper.
And on the wall.
And wall. Everywhere. He is, he's, what else can we say? He's early. This what we're basing on here is the early.
The birth of Bray.
Yes, before he became the Magic Man, who just, asked a asked the guys in the back very nicely to put videos and pictures of maggots on the screen.
It worked.
Right, he lost. Early Bray, cult leader Bray with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Phenomenal. Stunning. Incredible.
It was. I liked him on his own, but when he brought, I wasn't a massive fan of Eric Rowan. Not a massive fan of Braun Strowman, but I loved Luke Harper.
Oh yeah.
Bless his heart. I mean, he just had something else, and it was just getting there, and he's doing so well in AEW after they hadn't released him with WWE. But they had something really good. But like with everything else with Vince, he has this really good idea and gets bored, and then just drops it.
Yeah.
And they left them like, what do we do now? And they really tried. The Bludgeon Brothers and everything.
Oh,
that was
beautiful.
Amazing.
Incredible.
He gives them so much rope to start doing really good things, and then reins them into it. That's it. And you're onto a really good idea. Really excited for the future. Think, well, what the was that? Because you've just wasted 2 years of their careers and nothing to show for it for them. It's annoying. I get really annoyed. I do, because they had so much to offer. And just, they don't need them anymore. Get rid of them. Drop them to the sidelines.
That's why I'm happy AEW exists.
That's why I'm glad Vince doesn't have as much creative control at the moment.
It's all chips now, isn't it?
Yeah, but as I say, the ones who he's just like cast aside, they've gone over to AEW or Impact or whatever other independent shows and been able to show what they've got. And so, I mean, like Mox, for me, and the likes of him, doing so well over there. And I'm absolutely shot to bits because he's ultimate for me. Nothing to do with this, but just saying about, how people are discarded and just go on. Because it's not just WWE, there are plenty of places, as we've seen with our mates.
Yeah.
James and Zach, who are going to just kill the indie scene.
Well, they'll be talked about soon.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt goes straight up there.
Yep.
The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Now, this is a different iteration. And I think he is the epitome of spooky. He's a very... Again, I believe this is a difficult one. Because is the Fiend Bray Wyatt as good as early days cult leader Bray Wyatt?
I think it's scary in itself, only because it shows this character trying to get out. He's trying to work himself out. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he is. Doesn't know what he wants. And it's two parts of him fighting against each other. It's like a war going on in his mind. He doesn't know what he wants, what's happening to him.
Hurt and heal.
Yeah.
The reason I would put this in minimum, is because, pardon me, I mean, I'm Jason. It's purely because when I've shown people who don't watch wrestling The Fiend, I always get the reply of, well, that's terrifying, or something of the sort.
Because he was.
Because he was genuinely terrifying. Legitimately terrifying. Like, the creepier... The longer the time went, the creepier the Firefly Funhouses came in. And that was like that heart and fun, but that got darker and darker in time.
It was creepy seeing
and then
him.
The Fiend.
Yeah.
Oh,
you see him and he's all happy, and then it's just like he's battling all the time.
Complete metamorphosis.
Yeah, it's brilliant. There were two different things, two different parts of him, but both as genius in their own ways.
Where would you put The Fiend?
At least great. I'd feel, unfortunately, he didn't have enough. He was coming back, wasn't he? He was due to make a comeback, and we'd have probably seen more of him. I can't put anything less than great.
No, not at all. No. Uh, I have to put a little there with him.
Yeah, thank you.
Spookiest spook
Yeah.
factor.
Well, I
He
think
was
it's
genuinely terrifying.
totally different characters.
For pure spook factor,
But
very, very terrifying gimmick.
yeah, I think so. It's it's two sides of the same coin, isn't it? Really, the two totally different things with his crew, and then he's on his own and trying to bring Alexis into it. Alexa, even sorry, Alexa Vulcan. Alexa Vulcan, Alexa Bliss. What the hell? Alexa Bliss. She wishes. Oh. And then bringing her into it. And all his little spooky little dolls. It was just amazing. It really was. Something else.
Speaking of Alexa Bliss, moving on, Alexa Bliss.
Oh, there you go.
Creepy marionette Alexa Bliss. And oh Lord, let's talk about this. Oh Lord.
I know where I want to put it. And it's nothing to do with her.
Purely for the fact that it was Alexa Bliss playing it, saves it from absolute toss for me.
Yeah, they were blur. It's a shame.
Because the entire thing was pure garbage, right? But the fact that it was Bliss playing the character, because she got so much hate for it. She got so much hate for no reason. She's so charismatic, such a good wrestler. It was just embarrassingly bad booking. That's what it was. The entire thing was just purely just horrendous booking.
It's a shame because Bray had so many good ideas.
He's a genius.
And if they'd let him run with that to what he wanted to do, she was coming out as going to be proven to be Sister Abigail, I presume, if that came out. But it just, like everything else, ruined her.
Well, the weird thing is, like, I don't think she would have been because, like, before she was a thing with him, before The Fiend was a thing, Randy Orton apparently burned down the Wyatt home, and the grave of Sister Abigail was in that home, somewhere in that underneath or in that home. So apparently he burned and killed definitively Sister Abigail. But then was it
reincarnation of her?
Was it all in his mind? That's the question of it all.
A lot of his videos, you don't know what's real and what's not.
Because like you see Sister Abigail in the Firefly Funhouse match, but the Firefly Funhouse match, as we know, isn't based in reality. It's based in wherever the bloody other Firefly Funhouse was. But let's just park this here and say the Firefly Funhouse match is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. It was phenomenal. I absolutely loved the entire thing.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. But it was just the booking and everything around it. It was awful with Bliss, and the turn on the Fiend at Mania, and then one RKO beating the Fiend.
You just don't do that. You don't build something up like that to be such a creature and then just.
And then he feuds with Retribution. So it's purely for the fact, right, that it's Alexa Bliss playing it, and she's so charismatic that saves it from Tosh.
Yeah. A shame.
Next up, we have Karrion Kross with Scarlett Bordeaux. Not on his own. With Scarlett Bordeaux.
That's a must.
And we talk about entrances.
That's you need. It's the entrance that does it for me, because I'm not a massive fan.
He's not a world beater by any means.
But
he looks better bald. He's more intimidating bald.
I like it with her. But I know
you think he looks nicer with her.
Yeah, it was more. For me, he's better to look at, but
that's not what I want from him, though.
I know.
I want the creep factor from him.
The eyes,
I want the
creepy,
whole thing.
He's got creepy eyes. That does it for me, anyway.
Yeah, but he's better to look at with his nice hair. When he's bald, with the beady eyes, with Scarlet Bordeaux and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
That gimmick is phenomenal. I remember the first time he debuted. Oh, it was
you
phenomenal.
loved it, didn't you?
Beautiful.
But like the entrance.
They've been. Karrion Kross has been a weird one recently because no matter what they try, it just doesn't seem to land.
No, I see more pictures and stories of him on holiday with her. They seem happy.
Oh yeah,
He doesn't
they're
seem
very
to
happy,
be,
but he was in a feud
doing
with
a
AJ
great deal.
Styles that didn't like the World on Fire, which is mad because it's AJ Styles. Uh, it's just he seems to be in little feuds with wrestlers and doesn't really seem to be doing a whole lot.
No,
So he doesn't really come across as very intimidating or creepy.
but he's made this
But
list anyway.
he he has because I like him. I like the gimmick. I like the whole um. I like the whole like macabre nature of it, the over the top nature of Scarlet Bordeaux on the entrance. Like the mask you're wearing is a masquerade mask.
Yeah.
It lends itself perfectly to Karrion Kross and Scarlet Bordeaux.
So she's copying me.
Yeah.
I wish.
I think decent.
Yeah, won't put him any higher than that.
Won't put him any lower. Won't put him any higher. Middle of the road, I think. The Brood. And yes, all of them at me. Because it's one of the best entrances of all time.
I put
One
them
of
in
the best
iconic, and the
themes of all
music
time.
theme is brilliant. I could just put that. I've got my Spotify. I could just play that all day at work or all night at work. It's such a good theme.
Straight up there.
Yeah.
Straight up. Incredible. Absolutely awesome. And it gave birth to Brood Edge when he had a Hell in a Cell match with Finn Balor, which is awesome. It's just iconic. It simply is iconic. I won't argue with anyone saying otherwise. It's iconic. Joe Gacy. And there's two very talented wrestlers. As to why he's going, right in the bin, and if I could put it any lower, I would. Now, it's nothing against him, because I think he's actually a very good wrestler. It's the cult gimmick, which is absolutely dreadful, and the fact that the grizzled young veterans got locked into a cult when you have the grizzled young veterans, one of the best tag teams in the goddamn world.
Yes.
You have the New Day, you have the Usos, you have all of these top talent wrestlers, tag team wrestlers on the main roster. And it's like, I'll put them in a cult. Some wrestlers are good in a cult. Look at the Brood. Grizzled young veterans aren't those guys.
No.
You
the
are
grizzled, the young, and the veterans. They
you
don't need anybody
you've
else.
got Zach Gibson, who is the most scouse person you know. You put him in a cult like that? God no. Oh, yeah. Move on from that. Swipe. Done. Oh, no, pathetic. Again, nothing against Joe Gacy. It was just the entire booking process was an absolute joke.
Yeah. Well, it's okay because they're out of it now on the indies and
they're doing their own
doing
thing.
their own thing.
Couldn't be happier.
Yes.
Next up is Rosemary.
She scares me.
Yeah.
I've only seen a couple of matches with her, and amazing.
Couldn't put her. I couldn't love her more. I think Rosemary is genuinely. She's the first one on the list outside. First and only one on the list outside of WWE. But I couldn't not put her in. For me, she's phenomenal. The creep factor is brilliant. The fact that in interviews she's still in gimmick, on social she's still in gimmick. Everything about it just lends itself to just pure greatness for me.
Thinking about wrestlers, weren't we?
Yeah.
We've got to put her in because we've watched a lot of matches with her in.
I'd say great.
Yes.
I'd say great.
Yeah. Not seen enough of her for other stuff.
Oops. I I'm a big Rosemary fan. Big Rosemary fan. She's had some great matches, and the whole absolute batshit mental thing with Bunny dying on
Yeah.
screen
Oh,
was just the right amount of bullshit, which is just incredible for me. I
it's
loved
so
it. I
well
loved
done.
it. It's so hokey and stupid, but its impact.
But it
So
worked. It
I let
worked.
it off. I let him off because the impact the promotion that kind of do that sort of
They
stuff
can't
anyway.
all be there. Everybody, all the different promotions we go to, everyone's different. There's not one the same, and they've all got their own little thing.
I
And
mean, there is a
Impact didn't do that.
rule in wrestling that there's one thing you physically can't do, and that's kill someone. But well, she's dead. She's not an AEW.
Well, like a bunny.
She's not an AEW.
Oh, she's alive again there.
She's gone.
Oh, she's not there now. She's gone.
Um, next up is Don't the Clown. Now, it's my tier list. We make the rules. It's our tier list. I'm going with heel Doink, not babyface. Just simply heel. Screw the babyface turn. Should never turn face. Heel Doink back in that era was terrifying.
It's terrifying in there. I don't know how you can have a face clown. They're just scary anyway, aren't they? Even Ronald McDonald's scary. He's supposed to be happy.
Have you ever seen those Korean adverts?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Those Korean McDonald's adverts. If
I
you
don't know
haven't
how they
watched
sell
them,
Oh, they're bloody
if
terrifying.
you haven't watched them, watch them. It's Spooky
With
Ween.
those
It's
young
Halloween
children.
season.
Oh, they're not nice.
Show your kids.
Scary.
Keep them up at night.
Yes, save some money. They
Oh
won't
my
want
lord!
McDonald's for a while.
They won't exactly. They won't want a McDonald's for a long time after that. Oh dear me, they are terrifying.
on the Happy
Under the
Meals.
bed and everything.
Yeah.
It's genuinely, they are actually nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen them, watch them. They genuinely are nightmare fuel.
You just wouldn't think they'd do that for a child. Oh no,
It's
scary.
creepy.
Yeah. Under the
Different
bed.
world.
Oh, that was
Different
creepy.
world. Oof. Like, there's something inherently terrifying about a clown because they've got a smile painted on, but you never really know what's going on inside. You never really know the true motives or intentions.
Yeah.
So, clowns are scary. That's why there's been so many horror movies based on clowns. It the Clown being probably the more relevant one. That's why it was so terrifying back in, I believe it was 2016, when they had that trend of clowns just
turn over the balloons.
standing outside people's houses. I mean, it was. Clowns are terrifying. Clowns are very scary. Hello. So, if done right, they can be genuinely scary. And in that time period, Don't was a scary gimmick.
Yeah.
So personally, I find them great.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Hello. Don't let my lips down.
People might come at me for that one.
Hello.
Sod it. The Boogeyman.
Ooh.
Now,
Doesn't he eat worms?
this is a difficult one. Yes, he does eat worms.
Ronnie says hello. What's this?
If Jason ran up after you'd what? This is Ronnie. Apparently, Jason doesn't scare him.
He's not scared of him. Yeah, because he's hard. He's not scared of him.
Maybe it's because I'm not Kane Hodder.
What are you doing, Ronnie? Come on.
I'm something much smaller than Kane Hodder. And I'm like 6'1", something like that.
Hello. Hello.
But the Boogeyman did eat worms.
Yeah.
He
Sorry.
ate the fake growth wart thing on I forget her name again. Gillian.
Oh.
Gillian's face, it was like massive like that. And I remember it burned in my memory as a child. It traumatized me. It traumatized me.
The thought of it.
Genuinely, he didn't grab her and if I just went. Oh,
Oh, that's disgusting.
it was
Oh.
vile. It was vile.
Even Ronnie doesn't like that.
It was horrible. But hey, as a spooky gimmick, it served its purpose as being quite scary. For a certain amount of while, he's never going to win a world title. And Santino Marella got like backstage heat for laughing at it. But like, for kids, that was terrifying.
Yeah.
It genuinely was. I remember, I knew someone back in the day, and they had to tell the kid that because Boogeyman wasn't on TV for a while, they told the kid that he was dead. So he won't come. So basically saying like he won't come back and scare you.
Yeah.
So when I mentioned it, she was like, dead. Like, okay, fine, sure. So that alone at least into minimum decent. Minimum, I'd say decent. I won't go high. I won't say great, but I'd say decent.
You had the desired effect on certain people, so
it did, yeah.
To certain
for the adults, you were looking at them like, that's just gross.
Yeah.
You're eating worms. Like, for the adults watching you, that's like, that is actually grim. But like, I was looking at Boogeyman now. It's different to when I was young, because when Boogeyman was a big thing, I was a kid. And I hated it.
Now you're a big kid.
It creeped me out. Now I'm a big kid, yeah. Because, as we all know, men peak at about age 10. And so that's it.
You're working backwards now.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm degenerating now. Physically and mentally. Next up is Papa Shango. Bit before my time.
Way before mine.
Because we all know when he made Ultimate Warrior puke up like black bile, and like, you know when you say things don't age well?
Yeah.
That instantly didn't age well. Like literally at the time, people were looking at it going, "How the fuck is that?"
Oh.
Yeah, Papa Shango was shit. Also known for botching the timing for Mania main event for when Hogan dropped the leg on Sid, and he was supposed to come in and break it up. He came out late, which means Sid had to kick out of the leg drop, which was a no-no back in that time. No. It was a no-no.
So a no-no full stop.
So I love him for that. Fuck Hogan.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, the gimmick was pure wank. I'm sorry, the gimmick was it was tosh. It was shite, man. It was bad. Like even back then, like back in the days where you're like, okay, you can get away with a bit of hulkiness.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, we had Kane and Undertaker. How hulky can you get? But they were iconic.
No.
I'm sorry, they might be decided beforehand, but still. What word?
It should be this, sorry.
You'd never make it in a masquerade ball, you.
I never make it as an actress, would I really? Fluffed up.
Not very right.
Go away, Ronnie, you can't.
Next up is another vampire, Kevin Thorne. And he was a vampire.
Okay.
I liked him when I was a kid. I actually liked him as a kid, but then you grow up and you're like, oh,
that was really rubbish.
That was shit.
I don't know him.
That was really bad. Okay. It's just WWE, CW, and they're on Sci-Fi. So, like, that's why they brought the zombie in for Sandman to beat the shit out of him. And that's why they made all these gimmicks like Kevin Thorne. Oh, look, a vampire because we're on, get it? The channel, we're on Sci-Fi. Look. Is this what you want, ECW fans? We've got a zombie. We've got a vampire. What more do you want?
Hello.
Who's Sandman?
Should be grateful for that.
Who's Sabu? Who's no, we don't want these people. Here's a zombie. Shear the zombie. Look at me, daft. I can skip that. There you go, done. I feel bad because I actually liked it as a kid, but when you grow up, it's just kind of wank. Um,
Do apologise for our dogs. Just
my
looking
dog's
around.
very indecisive.
He is very indecisive. There's a lot going on outside, even at this time of night. He's a bit restless tonight.
Yeah.
Go play with the bones.
Next up's Mordecai. Same person.
I like the name.
So do I. Same person. And he was supposed to
Kevin
be
Thorne.
the same.
Yeah.
Kevin Thorne,
Yeah.
Mordecai. He's finally laid down. We're only four from the end, but yeah. He I've heard a lot of people say it was just awful, and yeah, it probably was, but because it's been a little touch before my time. But you look at it, and he was supposed to be, from what I've heard, he's supposed to be the anti-Undertaker. The light to the Undertaker's dark.
Yeah.
But the funny thing would be that the Undertaker would be the face, and he'd be the heel, which I actually quite like.
Yeah.
Like the person in the white being the heel and the dark being the face. It's a little switch.
It's a bit of a twist, isn't it?
I
like the idea. That sort of thing. When I was young, it would scare me. Especially having gone to a Catholic girls' school that was like nuns and all that. Like that sort of thing would creep me out.
No, I never saw it that way.
Yeah.
Niche.
Yeah.
I never saw it that way.
It's just something different.
I thought there was legs with this. I do. I thought there were legs. I think the issue was it didn't portray well at all on TV.
It's a shame. There's not. I could see where the idea would go or could go, but it didn't.
Yes.
And that's a shame because I think they had legs with that one.
Yeah, the promos were good. I liked the idea. It just didn't portray well on TV. Maybe it was just him. Maybe it was the gimmick. Maybe it's all the whole white, and it just because I've seen him in the ring. The gear was weird. I don't know. It didn't work. And it's a shame, in my opinion, because I like as you said, I like the name. I like I was gonna say religious undertones. You're slapped in the face with religious undertones.
Yeah.
There's no religious undertones in it. You're slapped straight in the face with
it.
But like I don't like religion mostly as a rule in wrestling. However, if done nuanced and correctly and not slapped in your face like, oh look, this is like Vince and finger Shane versus Shawn Michaels and God.
Got Shawn Michaels, is it God?
And it's literally it was the beginning of Funkers. Like God had Funkers on a roll as his theme as well. It was bad. Not that, but I think on another end, this screamed religion and cult leader and all that stuff. And if he had disciples, pardon me, if he had disciples, possibly it could have been a bit more successful because you're not just solely looking at him. You look at him as a bit of a god, a bit of like Charles Manson, but in a completely different way. And you're looking at other people as well as him. So maybe if he had just disciples, two other people, maybe that would have made for better viewing because then he'd be controlling and he'd be like kind of on the outside.
It'd be the own side sort of cult.
Yeah. I had personally, I think this is one of the things that I think was a shame didn't work. I like the look and idea of it.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, because I've not seen him as a person in the character, but I saw it, I liked it straight away. I wouldn't put it in absolute tosh, though. I think probably in black.
I wouldn't put it in tosh, no. I think the potential's there.
Yeah.
I'll put it here. I think
and
the
things like the
potential's
Omen
there.
and things like that. that sort of thing,
Yeah.
and that's all, like religious, and
Yeah.
that's in itself is scary. And I think they could have done so much more with that, and they didn't. But it had, it was going the right way. They let it run a bit further. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could have
It
been
could have gone up to
alright.
possibly moved up to. I don't think we have much more than that because you can only do so much with a priest or whatever he's meant to be, a man of God.
It was it's
I like the idea though.
bold
Yeah,
bold to have someone with such well, and I say bold. Anyone who slaps you in the face with religion in pro wrestling is probably gonna go heel at some point. It's just usually how it is.
yeah.
But it needs to be nuanced.
It makes me when you were saying that he was going to be the heel to the Undertaker. I mean, there's the Undertaker's face.
That's the Undertaker, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
he
the
can do what
Undertaker.
he wants, can't he? He's just
Yeah.
whatever it is, it works
Pretty
every
much.
time.
Unless he's riding on a bike.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
That was. It's contentious.
Yeah.
That one. That American
you have
Badass
a
Taker is
plethora of
contentious with a few
choices with him,
people.
anyway, we'll get to that in a
With
bit
a few
anyway.
people.
Yeah.
Next up is Sting.
Hmm.
Most of his work was in WCW. He was in WWE for a cup of coffee. Got injured. Went to AEW. Now he's enjoying life. But I think, as you can probably see, with the last three that are remaining, it's plain sailing from here on out.
Yeah, I
isn't
think
it?
so. Yeah.
It's plain
Yeah.
sailing from here on out. Sting once went, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Sting once went a full calendar year without uttering a word in WCW. He would be up in the rafters watching what Eddie and NWO were doing. And it was the most well built storyline they'd ever done. And that's the one that ended with the normal count that should have been a fast count, and then it restarted, and then Hulk Hogan tapped, and then there's about 10 different fucking stories on it. But as I said, things that are done to death. Solid. Sting as a character in WCW was phenomenal. Sting as a wrestler was phenomenal. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Scott Hall's idea to have him basically plagiarize and rip off the Crow. But yeah. And it worked dividends. And of course, I missed out a lot of his. I pulled the WWE. I missed out a lot of his time in TNA. Because WWE at one point really would just ignore anything outside of WWE. Nothing else happens. There's no wrestling other than that. Ever. No one wrestles outside of WWE.
I'll do that now. Not with social media and everything else.
Oh, they did for a long time.
Yeah.
Japan? What is Japan? That's not a country. Yeah, it goes straight in Iconic, I think. Yeah. Which is funny because his nickname is the Icon.
I like what he's doing with Darby Allin at the moment. I know you're not over keen, but it's giving him as an older wrestler a new lease of life. He's got to be able to carry on a bit longer.
With that, I have no issues. I have no issues with Sting.
Yeah.
Never have, never will.
Yeah.
Never had any issues with Sting. The issue for me personally lies because I personally believe Darby Allin takes a bit too much undue risk.
Yeah.
And if he played it a bit safer, because he's only a kid, his career might go a bit longer.
Yeah.
And I want it to, because I don't want anybody to get hurt. No, of course not. No, I don't want anybody to get hurt. But I think Darby Allin just takes a little bit of undue risk at times, and
well, he's enjoying this at the moment anyway, isn't he?
Relax a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
other than that,
he's a young lad. He thinks he's got something to prove. There's a lot, and especially with more wrestlers going from WWE to AEW, more
plus it must be a massive weight on your shoulders to not be saddled. That's the wrong word. Partnered with an all-time great.
Yeah, an icon. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It must be a very
He was doing
Exciting
fine by
but
himself, I
daunting.
think.
Exciting but
Yeah,
daunting.
I think that was it's worked well because he was doing okay.
Yeah,
And to have the Sting,
Sting's
or
great.
Sting should I say, just Sting, to come in and do what
The
he's
Stinger.
doing, and it's working. He's been cracking
Sting
enough.
is an icon.
Yeah,
Purely an icon.
yeah, yeah, definitely straight up there. We've done all right. There's we've already got a couple, all three in absolute tosh. That's not
Next
too
up,
bad.
it's gotta be. It's gotta be Kane.
That's got to be tosh, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
For his political views. Kane, spooky wise, was fucking terrifying as a kid. Oh, he was one scary mamma jamma. Bloody hell. Everything down to the look, the debut. Just seeing that like extremely rare glimpse of fear in the Undertaker's face.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just because we could put about 3 or 4 other gimmicks so like Glenn Jacobs had before this.
No, don't.
A dentist. It was a dentist. It was a Christmas tree at one point. Something else. It was a fake Diesel. They're all spooky in their own right, but for the wrong reasons. But Kane, thank the Lord he landed on Kane, because dear oh my. Oh, one of the best gimmicks of all time. One of the best gimmicks of all time. Some say it is the best gimmick of all time.
It's just like that.
Depends.
Get on your neck and lock and he's so strong and
oh yeah,
such a safe wrestler.
Yeah.
So safe.
You never heard any issues.
No. I'd pick the people up from that because it bloody fell and lift him up and then just you felt it for them.
People have said in the past, like, it felt like a feather landed on the mat, taking a chokeslam from him because he's that safe. It's just how you
make it,
how you manipulate the impact.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's one of the all-time greats.
We saw him, didn't we, in Manchester?
A few times. I've seen him a few times, Kane. Yeah. Kane is awesome.
After the show, chatting and having fun.
Yeah.
The complete opposite of gone from Kane with the mask and everything to Glenn Jacobs out. He's still got his stuff on, but he's not got his mask on. Chatting to the kids, having photos and.
Oh, he did still have his mask on.
Oh, he did still have his mask on, didn't he?
He did still have his mask.
But it wasn't in carriage. Just
he's like that. Match is over. House show. Hey kids, let me. That sounds nonsense.
Brilliant. It was
but yeah, you know what I mean.
AIDS, they loved it.
I think they could have booked him much better, but he had the same issue that Undertaker did, that when they had the world title, it didn't fit them. They were never.
They didn't need the title.
No.
That what you say?
No.
Like Bray didn't need to take the title. They put that on him and it was the worst thing they did.
The Fiend.
Oh, the Fiend, yeah.
Didn't need the title.
Yeah.
Early cult leader Bray Wyatt would have been beautiful with that title. Having his minions go and do his dirty work while he's back and forth on his wooden chair with a belt on his shoulder. Damn shame we never got to see that visual.
Don't put on. It's like putting on Demon Balor, isn't it? You just don't do that. He doesn't need it. He is what he is.
Finn Balor, yes. Demon, maybe not so much. Demon's the nuclear option.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kane, one of the best spooky gimmicks of all time. And finally,
who's the last one?
Leaving the best to the last, and one of the inspirations for the video, other than Halloween, it's The Undertaker. And let's go right there. Yeah, we happy with that?
Yeah, I'll just move him up.
Yeah,
maybe one more.
Just below the boogeyman.
Yeah, just so. Nah, still.
Right there.
He's just everything. Well, also stuff that he's amazing, and I just love the way he's just reinvented himself and reinvented himself and just reinvented himself again. And
And
apart
some
from
more.
that, yeah, and 99% of it's worked. And he's just, and everybody looks up to him. Everybody goes to him for advice. It's like when we watch wrestlers go and ask Joey Hayes for his
Yeah,
opinion. Everybody goes to Undertaker for like,
he's a
what do you think?
backstage
What do you
leader.
think? He is wasn't his. He wasn't planned to do that. I can't think of the word.
No
You know,
one, no one's
it
ever
just,
planned to be
it
the
just,
backstage leader. It just
it just
happens.
impromptu, and they just turned to him, and he was. That was it. Everybody turned to him, but he called a spade and told him what he thought. I have so
The
much respect for him, and he's a cracking person, isn't he?
the
Like we
entirety,
know him
the
well.
entire history of WWE could have been very different if he didn't do one thing:
Hmm.
tape up it and put his gloves on and tape up and just stand there like that. And for people who, the eagle-eyed viewers, may already know what I'm on about. But apparently, as the story goes, Shawn Michaels didn't want to do the job for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Mr. Taker caught wind of this, so he strapped up, put his gloves on, scared the shit out of Shawn. Scared him straight. Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So you don't want
Don't mess about with him.
6'7" minimum, near 7 foot or whatever you want, built like a brick shithouse man. When, no offense to Shawn, but compared to Taker, he's tiny. That's why they had so many great matches. Yeah, he beat the shit out of him.
Mm.
So, yeah,
Best friend, not a good enemy.
that one little thing.
Yeah.
Changed it. It could have, if that had happened, it would have changed the entire history of WWE because Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I mean? I'm sure he would have still gotten the meteoric rise that he did because he's such a legendary character and so charismatic, but
Not good enough to be on this list, though.
he's not spooky, is he? Unless you count someone being very drunk on the
He's a
job.
beer swilling Southern fella.
So he said, I got something on the lines of I got paid to drink. I got paid to drink beer and sometimes wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he drunk more beer than he wrestled.
Fair one. He's a very humble man as well, Steve. Very humble man, but so's Taker.
He's
So's Taker.
Mark Calloway.
Mark Calloway now, like
the stories.
as we're seeing the man behind the gimmick now, which is still surreal to me to see.
Yeah.
He starting to peel back the curtain a little bit. He's such a wonderful guy.
Yeah. I'm very happy.
Yeah, him and Michelle seem very happy.
Yeah, he seems to. I just hope that this is it now. He might make the odd appearance for signing autographs and that, but I hope he doesn't make another.
Turned up in NXT. That's insane.
I know.
I'm so happy. He'll do that. He won't.
Yeah.
His gas is empty now.
Yeah, but
he won't wrestle again.
I don't want to see him wrestle because it
won't.
I don't think
he will. I don't think he'll wrestle ever again. He's done. His tanks are empty.
Yeah.
Said it himself. I think he'll just turn up for the other appearance just to give people the rub.
Yeah.
Give back.
Yeah. He's one of the best. Scared me when I was younger as well. I know when you went watching and came on, you were crying. It terrified you.
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as I heard that gong, every hair on my arms went up. I was terrified straight away. As soon as you hear that gong, if you haven't seen him, if you haven't had the pleasure of seeing him live, you won't know. But you can imagine, it was just pure, it's awe, but
just make sure that
it's awe but fear at the same time. It's terrifying.
And make sure that you've plenty of time to catch your train because he's just such a slow entrance.
Yeah.
You're watching thinking, damn, I've got to be out in 20 minutes. My train's going to go. We're stopping overnight.
I remember Taker said to Foley when he said to Foley about his the Hell in a Cell match. I think Taker said something on the lines of, "This is the only time ever where someone actually wished my entrance went a little bit longer." He's iconic, truly iconic, and in my personal opinion, the best character-driven wrestler of all time.
And his last match with AJ.
Oh,
And
great.
at the end, he just gets on his bike and rides into the sunset of darkness, as it was.
I think
Classic.
Bray Wyatt could have been a new face of fear had booking decisions.
Had Vince had any faith in him?
Pretty much, yeah. Had booking decisions gone differently, I
Yeah.
think it could have been a new face of fear. Should have been a new face of fear. But yeah, that's our tier list. What do you think?
Pretty, yeah. Quite happy with that. Oh, very happy with that. We've got a couple of greats. And most of them gone into iconic, and rightfully so. Poor Bliss.
I know. I love her. I love Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame.
Because she was just left stranded, wasn't she? She made a Luke a fool. Bless her. She didn't deserve that.
I agree.
But that's Vince for you because he's a dick. Basically. They don't know where I've got a mask on.
Very true. Very true. Thank you, everyone. That's been our Halloween tier list. See you next time.
Bye.